Welcome to the party, guys. I got myself here a ratchet set, one that I've actually been meaning to pick up for quite a while, and it's a Gearwrench set, as you can see here. And on the far end, you can see that it is the 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive locking flex head ratchet set. And this is the 84 tooth. We'll go into all that detail, and while we get you here, here's the part number as well for it, if you want to look it up for yourself. But we'll also include links in the description below, because sometimes they're sales. Let's get into it right now. Okay, so as I mentioned, I've been eyeballing this set for a while. I have a fair share of Gearwrench wrenches. Oddly enough, I haven't put them all out here. I've got a couple. Even you could count the Quinn one as a Gearwrench as well. That one's going to be a 90 tooth, but this is an 84 tooth set. And some of you guys might be thinking, well, 84 tooth, that's kind of a weird number. But Gearwrench has actually ran this 84 tooth setup for quite some time and has had quite a bit of luck with it. And as far as robustness and quality and just kind of lasting. And so I want to pick up the set because it obviously goes through the gambit of 3/8, 1/4 inch, and 1/2 inch drives. I actually want to see here too if the retaining ring, so it's actually a little bit different there on the retention, and I would expect it to because it's a locking flex head. And then the last one here you guys can see is the 1/2 inch drive. Now we'll go through and talk a little bit about these finish wise, quality, all that stuff. But they come with just a little bit of grease on them right out of the bag. And they got that locking mechanism there that we'll talk about as well too. But I might you guys are here because you want to learn a little bit more about these. And so maybe you have some yourself and you're thinking, hey, did I do well or am I better off with the 90 tooth? Well, we'll answer part of those questions here for you today as we'll go through over some of these other makes that are out there, because the locking type of wrenches that we see here, and I tend to use the 3/8 like this one. I use these so much. I feel like most people over the years, I grew up for a long time in the trades using something more so like this. Obviously, this is a higher tooth count, but if I didn't have flex heads, and cushion grips actually weren't really a thing. That was actually, I had Craftsman or I had Snap-on older, 30 some odd teeth, maybe 40 some odd teeth is what you'd have. But just and then you'd pick your length. Most of the time, you just get stuck with something in this length. In the case of this one, it's about 10, yeah, almost 10 inches long. So a 10 to 12 inch is all you really got. That is all you had. But the invention of the flex head, and Icon has their own version too. This is kind of where I started with Harbor Freight's version, was their Icon versions. And, they're floppy. Snap-on had the same type of design. It was floppy. And people liked it initially, but when you got really tight places, you could bind it and break it. And it just wasn't as refined. It's nice to be able to lock this in a certain position, and if you're in a tight spot, knowing that you're keeping that position, no matter how much leverage you put on it side to side, it holds that position. And what Gearwrench has done is, obviously, as you see here, the locking device. And let's see how many teeth. It's got several teeth in there that grab, which is nice. These have 9 locking positions, so from more than 90 either direction, you could lock this guy out. Now, 84 tooth count, how's that feel? Feels amazing. Worth noting, guys, if you're getting into these ratchets and you want to be in single pawls, and what the pawls are, and maybe we'll go ahead and take a look at this too for you guys, is it's basically the gear that pops back and forth that allows this to make that clanking sound. Now, single pawls have been around the longest, and honestly, they are the most trusted steel. There are dual pawl systems. Like if you look at this Gearwrench, this is the 120 tooth XP. Great ratchet. I love it. Buttery smooth. But what it does, it has 2 pawls kind of staggered, and it's on a 60 tooth gear, so it allows you to keep the head smaller in comparison. So the head's just a little bit smaller, but it is also a little bit thicker too in that dimension. So it's a trade-off. And some guys say that, and I've seen plenty of guys have experience with these dual pawls, they just don't tend to take the really vigorous beating as well as the single pawls. So that's kind of why I came back to the single pawl, guys, is I've got plenty of single pawls, and I feel like the tooth count where single pawls are really just big shiners starts at 72 tooth, hits the 84, and even goes up to 90. Some of these 90s are just really nice. Now you gotta be careful what oils you use with these on the higher end because they will bind up and lock. But I want to try the 84 because I do not have an 84, and I want to see how this one feels long term. Because 72 is awesome, 84 is just a couple more teeth, and I've heard just a lot of good things about them. So I'll be playing with these for sure. Now you may be asking yourself too, here's the Icon version, and this is going to be, I want to say this one was 90 some odd teeth on this one, and still single paw, super buttery smooth, great ratchet. And I've been using this one for this lock with this locking device here. It's actually really nice and tight too, guys. It is a solid lockup, really nice, good engagement, good size pin through it too. And that's what I want to kind of compare it to because I have thoroughly enjoyed so far. Okay, so pin size actually looks to be ever so slightly larger with the Gearwrench. So that is a plus. It has a little bit more play in it, feel-wise. And note too that both these are made in Taiwan. This whole Gearwrench set is made in Taiwan, so that's nice to hear. I'd actually really rather like their set. But as far as the forks go, a little shorter on this guy, but beefier pin going through, or bolt. And then let's see the heads. Because it's worth noting, guys, you're going to be probably picking between the two of these if you want to buy something in this price range. All right, let's go ahead and take a measurement. So of the Gearwrench, the actual head itself is 12.2 millimeters versus 13.95. So Gearwrench is thinner. Let's do actual overall length from end of anvil to backing. And that's going to bring us in at 23.47. $25.37. So Gearwrench, still narrower. You can see it here, guys. Visually, it's narrow and small in that direction. The other dimension you're going to be interested in is how wide this is. Gearwrench 32.3. Icon 37.2. So this one is actually going to be a smaller width-wise for the head. You can kind of see more of the pear shape in this one. This one's a little bit more flattened out. So it's going to be up to you guys. Do you like to have less space to get into tighter places this way, or do you like to get into tighter places in this direction? There's a slight benefit between the two. Now it's also worth noting the beam. This beam is going to be important to flex because you're going to be putting a lot of pressure on this. 11.15 versus 12.32. You are going to get a little bit more meat out of the Harbor Freight Icon. And then lengths-wise, you're going to be about 3 inches longer on the Icon in comparison to the Gearwrench in this category. Of course, Gearwrench makes a ton of different versions of these. There's like even a master kit of this. It's like, I think you buy like 10 different wrenches. It just depends on what you're looking for. But this is the 3-piece set, which is the most common. And for me, price-wise, it was really attractive, which we'll talk about in a minute. Now, how do the other ones stack up? The 1/4 inch, smooth as can be. The selectors are all nice on these. You can see that they almost sit perfectly flat with this slight indentation here that allows it to sit down there. I don't foresee breaking those too easy, although I'd like to see the selector just a little bit thicker. And this is going to be all stamped on here. You're going to have these circlips here. So squeeze those together, pop it out. Circlips on all of them. As you can see here and here. And then part numbers are all going to be stamped in the middle here. Very traditional kind of teardrop hourglass feature here to this ratchet. Nothing special, but it is a nice long reach and a very easy method for locking. This is one of my favorite ways of locking, guys, because if you have watched my other videos, it allows you to, you hear that little detent? So it'll hold itself in a place while you're working, but if you need to, while you're working on something, change your position, and keep working. You don't have to come down here with your thumb and move it. It's also smooth enough that it's not in the way that it catches things easily. It stays low profile, out of your way. And obviously the last part is you can lock it, as you see here. Once it's locked, it's in position. Yeah, there is a little bit of play on these. I guess that's what you got to deal with, but price-wise, it makes it really worth it. Same thing happens with this guy. Again, clicks into position. You can work it, use it in the unlocked position all you want. And then the second you find where you got to lock it to, hit the lock. And this one stays a little bit tighter. Finally, you see here on the 1/2-inch drive. Oddly enough, this one's just a little bit locked up. I haven't ran it yet. I think someone might put a little bit too much oil in there. It's acting like it when you have like a thicker oil, kind of keeping it tied up. But otherwise, once it gets going, it's perfectly fine. So maybe because it's cold out here, that grease is just a little bit thicker than it should be inside there. Again, on these ones, you should be using a thin oil, and I recommend a synthetic oil for that. But there's your circlip, and then there's your part number stamped. It's really small stamped on this one. But all of the dimensions, very similar. They're all very much similar throughout the design. It's just the size that you're picking up for either one. Now while we're at it, let's go ahead and pull this apart. I want to see what the internals look like, because we're going to pretty much compare them to the 90 tooth and just see how the Paul system looks inside there, along with all the other little bits. So this is fairly thin for the plate, inspection plate. It's got plenty of grease in there from when I last messed with that guy. But there you go. Let's go ahead and zoom in so you guys can really see. So you see the 84, 3/8 drive. There's your selector as I flip it. Bear with me here. As I flip it, that's how you change directions. You see it skipping across the anvil. Also worth noting too, great sight to see, is right here. That has an O-ring. So O-ring sealed. Let's go ahead and pull this out. There's very little oil in here though. At least it appears to be. I guess there's a little bit. There's your anvil. No notch out the back, so nice full floating on there. Anvil though looks nice, clean. Very good. Here's your pawl. Looks quite good as well. And then the last thing I wanted to see was right here. I don't need to take this out all the way, but there is a seal on the selector switch too. So fully sealed. Great. That's great. That's great quality. We could go back to the Harbor Freight copy. Very similar in design. 90 tooth. It too has the seal. It does have the indent on the back though. I just wanted to see how well that fits inside there, if it's possible. Oh yeah. That fits. Let's try the selector as well. Yeah, so as I suspected, internals, even though you're bumping up to a 90 tooth, the head anvil fits in there. Actually, it fits in there fairly tight. You could actually run a 90 tooth, or yeah, in this Quinn it is actually 90 tooth. You could run a 90 tooth anvil and pawl inside here, no problems, and switch out. Unless you want to run this one at 84 too, you can. So it is totally swappable between the two. Now, do I want to run mine that way? Nope. Again, I want to try out this 84 tooth set. It's not that big of a difference between the two. So I just want to give it a run, kind of a little bit of a long-term run here, and see how I like it overall. Now, while I'm in here, again, I like to use a little bit of synthetic lube. A little bit goes a long ways. Does not take much to make this want to work. In this case, I'll probably just put 2 drops and probably call it good. Always be careful with these circlips. If you do not get them in right, or they slip off the end of your pliers, they will go airborne, and you will either get them in the face, or they will go somewhere in your shop. There you go. Give them a little wiggle, make sure they're in there nice and tight. But guys, that's it. This goes all together. These are nice. I look forward to using these, and honestly, I was kind of hoping when I got these, the Harbor Freight version, it only has the comfort grip. I don't think they've come out with a non-comfort grip yet. I'm not a huge comfort grip guy, just for the fact that comfort grips just get beat up, and the routine grease and all that stuff. I like to wipe my tools down afterwards, and something like this just takes the beating, and I don't have to worry about a mess. So I look forward to this. I want to run these, see how they feel, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, your impressions. Have you run these? What do you think of Gearwrench tools? And in the meantime, link down below. Again, this is going to be on Amazon is where I picked it up. Actually, Amazon just recently had a kind of fall Prime Day sale, and these were as low as $70 for this whole set shipped to my house, which was a steal. I jumped on it. Right now, they're about $105 to $110. So keep an eye on them. Again, I'll link directly to them because right now they actually want to send you to the newer version. I think it's the higher 90 some odd 2 set. So let me link it to you so you get to it, because it's weird how they kind of transition you to saying, hey, this one's out of date, but I'll get you guys to the right position. Anyways, what do you guys think? Also worth noting, guys, that this Icon Flexhead Ratchet is $70 as well. It's $69 before sale. So if you catch it on sale, then that's a great deal. But 70 or 70, you get the full gambit. You get everything you want in this. Versus that, the warranty processes are simple. This one may be easier for you to go into directly to Harbor Freight to do, but these ones are just a mail in or email in replacement. So for the price, for the money, that's an amazing set in my book. I would take this all day long. Even though I really, really like this ratchet, I think it's an amazing ratchet. But if you want to get everything in one shot, get the 84 tooth locking flex head set here. It's just as good as this. It has more time too under its belt, showing that it is a quality product, whereas these Icon ones are still relatively new. That's my 2 cents. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.